If you ever bully or hurt anybody again, I'll come back and butt-fuck your father with your mom's headless corpse on this goddamn lawn.
What the fuck was that? I'm not talking about Nick Pizzolatto's weird attempt at gritty dialogue. I'm talking about Colin Farrell's odd, growly mumbles.
We need a tech crew in here for Prince.
He's Irish, if you didn't know. But for the most part, American audiences have only seen him attempt our accent on film, be it in Minority Report, Miami Vice, or dozens of other features. When I hear him speak in his own brogue, like in Bruges, for example, it takes me by surprise. But then something clicks, and it starts to make sense. This man is terrible at his job.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know Farrell isn't English, but this essay is an attempt to grapple with the phenomenon of non-American actors affecting our accent to play the part of United Statesians. Listen to the sound of a person overthinking every syllable before it gets said.
Is it supposed to make me jealous or something? Is it supposed to make me fall in love with you or back into bed with you or what?
You might have noticed, or not, the sheer volume of actors from abroad who park themselves in Hollywood, peopling our call sheets. And this is even before streaming peak TV demanded more actors to be fed into the thresher.
She was troubled then? Oh my God, Sheila, you haven't seen her now. How she lives, where she's been.
So when was the last time you heard Cate Blanchett's native accent?
I need your talents, darling.
Margot Robbie?
I'm known to be quite vexing.
Christian Bale?
You tell me where I can find calories.
I have to watch something made in Sydney to hear the actual Antipodean tones of Nicole Kidman.
Now do you believe in miracles?
My problem here isn't the actors, because in most cases they are fine performers. Except for Colin Farrell, because that guy sucks. But that's another video topic for down the line.
I'm a fiend for mojitos.
I'm not a nativist by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not trying to give actors a hard time because I'm a big fan of the craft and the discipline it takes to be a good one, no matter where you're from.
You got any fucking idea about, hey, it's fucking distracting?
My truck is more with studios, casting directors, bottom lines, and award aspirations.
Mickey has a chance to do something that I never did.
So the reason I trip over a bad American accent is because I hear the actors themselves tripping over it. What they think is a typical middle American tonality sounds strangled, stretched, crunched, and over-enunciated.
No, it doesn't matter if you kill me anyway, because there's something way bigger afoot in this world than you and me.
Acting and theater guru Seth Barish of the Barrow Group in New York City says in his indispensable text and Actor's Companion, one adjustment is plenty. Working on too many things at once is bound to become effortful. You'll be surprised at how much mileage one choice will bring you.
Transference. Healing feelings. You can't warehouse these things, you know?
I'm a real soldier. I'm a ranger, baby.
In other words, to quote comic and cultural analyst Kevin Marr, don't put a hat on a hat. It's difficult to put on an accent through production and not have the task loading affect the overall performance.
You rescued her. You raised her. You're not protecting her now. You are holding her back.
Note that Mr. Barish doesn't endorse this essay. I'm merely taking the liberty of quoting him. And another calumny arises.
I think that one of the reasons why is the training, man. I think a lot of American actors are focused on celebrity. If you're a British actor, you wanna grow up and you wanna master Shakespeare. If you're an American actor, you just wanna marry Kardashian.
Somehow, over the course of the last decade or so, the English have become the beneficiaries of this canard.
Carl.
This does nothing to acknowledge the incredible contribution of American acting schools to the art of screen performance. In New York alone, there's NYU Tisch, Juilliard, the Actors Studio, Stella Adler, William Esper, Columbia, NYFA, and the New School, not to mention all the hundreds of other smaller schools like Barish's aforementioned Barrow Group. Go out of town and you'll find Yale School of Drama, Cal Arts, USC, UCLA, and the distinct impression that America does not lack for high-level acting instruction. There's a simpler explanation for the Anglo invasion: cost. I don't think it's a stretch to say that your average mid-level player from Sydney, London, Dublin, or Vancouver is inclined to negotiate for more money than an American would.
Reed, look at this place. You belong here. I've been here 2 minutes and I already know that.
As the budgets of tentpoles have swelled to the hundreds of millions, and as the streaming services flood the market with series, the demand for actors has swelled inverse to the amount of money remaining to pay for them.
All right, John, let's call this what it is. You're jerking me off under the table to get to Jimmy. Jimmy's business is Jimmy's business. It sure as hell ain't none of mine.
In other words, studios are balancing the runaway cost of production, post, and distro on the backs of working actors. So in addition to hearing Gerard Butler mangle the language we supposedly share in common,
there were a series of storms building in Southeast Asia and the North Atlantic that would have killed tens of thousands of people.
we get to delight that he's a measure against wage inflation. As Variety stated in May of 2018, studios have gotten stingier about cutting stars in on a share of the profits from big-budget movies, preferring to keep much of the spoils of a blockbuster to themselves.
Just come for a little while. I can come closer to where you are. Are you at the hospital? I can bring you the apple pie.
We're all fans of actors and acting, I think it's safe to say. I've studied it, I watch tons of movies, I'm invested in the craft and the business. To see such shoddy treatment of working actors is galling. I'm not here to arbitrate for Dwayne Johnson or Jennifer Lawrence. They're fine. But all the Patrick Fishlers, Brad Dourifs, and Sanaa Lathans of the world are going to need a little advocacy. Or else this guy.
I haven't dealt in anything as common as money in years.
This guy.
I'm gonna ask you one more time. What the hell was that thing?
Or this fucking guy.
13 serial numbers match weapons missing from evidence, and I got your prints all over them.
Are all you're going to be watching in a few years.
The finest in men's neckwear since 1982.